According to what people say, love is blind. Can somebody help me see in between the lines?
Can we at least agree I'm yours and you're mine?
We just need to be willing to fight for our love.
I don't wanna fight no more. I just wanna love you back.
And I want you here, so I'm gonna fight for our love.
For
I'm gonna fight for love.
you and me,
You and me,
you and me.
you and me, yeah. I travel down this road of love and more, of love and more, of love and more.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, this is our Instagram live show. I'm your girl, D-Light, and my sister, Ebony Mose, will be back with us on Sunday. She ain't feeling good, so everybody keep her up in prayer. And that's our co-host right there, giving you the male perspective on the show. Mr. E, say what's up to the people.
Hey, what it do? They already know it's Mr. E, the male perspective of Love War Radio. We in the building.
You know what? Behind every good man is a good woman.
Yes.
Is that in the Bible? That was James Brown.
Yeah.
That was First James. First
Yeah.
James, chapter 3,
First James.
verse 20.
Yeah.
First James.
But it wouldn't be
All right,
nothing
y'all,
without
look.
a woman.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Now James Brown had them verses.
Mm-hmm.
Mose need a hot toddy. Yes, she do. We're going to keep her up in prayer. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this talk. We're going to need you to chime in because not only is this our show, we do this for the people. Okay, we giving out relationship tips and advice. And right now, and we just have discussions from a male and a female perspective, because even if you single, you dating, you in a relationship, you're not in a relationship, you married, you going through a divorce, we talk about all of that, right, Miss E?
That's right. That's right. We talk about relationships, sex, marriage, cheating, baby mama drama, baby
Threesomes.
deadbeats. You know what I'm saying? All of it. Straight up.
All of it, all of it. All right, so let me go on and just jump it off right now because people want to hear what this lady emailed us. Hi, Big Mike. What's up? Don't go nowhere, Big Mike. You got to listen to this letter this lady wrote in to loveandwartalk@gmail. She said, hey, y'all, I watch your show on Instagram Live, and I'm writing you because I need some advice. I have been married for 8 years, and I love my husband. I never want to jeopardize our marriage. However, I'm finding it extremely hard not to feed into temptation. I was approached by a guy several months ago. We have been chatting on and off, but he stays on my mind, and I'm intrigued by him, and I'm curious and feeling the urge to be intimate with someone else. See, so this is a bigger problem than just this guy. It sounds like she just having that itch.
Right.
Then she went on to say, in addition to that, I'm conversating with my ex on social media and really want to have a one-night affair with him.
Wow.
But I know it's wrong morally. She said she knows it's wrong morally and to her husband. Should I just get it out my system? Could you guys give me some advice, or what should I do? Am I wrong for having these thoughts? Signed, Anonymous. So we can't tell who she is. But she's anonymous. Mr. E, okay, we team married. Ebony Mose is team single.
Yeah.
And even as single people, sometimes they are trying to be abstinent and, keep themselves and wait for the right person or whatever. And single people have urges too. But this lady is coming from a married perspective. She said they've been married 8 years. I thought you have an itch like after 5 years.
I don't know
Maybe.
if there's a rule to it. Some people have an itch after 5 minutes, if you know.
What?
And I think what it is at the end of the day, that's where love takes over. You know, sometimes you have to really just depend on the love that you have for one another. And I was taught by a very wise man. He said there is only one thing that keeps people married. One thing. Do you know what it is? Do you like?
What is that?
It's just one thing. It's not love. It's not sex. It's not being attracted. It's not honesty. It's only one thing, and that's commitment. If you got commitment, if you got commitment, then you will stay married forever and ever and ever. All you have to do is commit to the idea of being married. And so, you can have times and urges where you're curious about somebody else, but I think if you depend on the love and you stay committed to the idea that your spouse is your one and your only, then I think that you can make it through. You know, we all tempted. I mean, Jesus Christ of Nazareth was tempted. You know, we all tempted, but at the end of the day, I think that it's important to stay committed to the idea of understanding that you have one person and that's your soulmate and that's who God put you with, and you made a commitment to that person. You made a commitment to God to do the right thing, and that's what you got to do.
Wow. All right. So let me read a comment. TK Knight says your marriage needs to have a bond that goes beyond the physical. What's up, Esther Jones? That was TK. Right. TK, that's I think that's what the older wise man said. It's beyond physical. It's beyond sex. You saying this young lady needs to somehow rekindle her commitment.
Right.
To the vow she took.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and we all are tempted with a million different things. I just left from getting some food, and my wife reminded me of my diet that I'm trying to be on, and sometimes it's hard not to be tempted to get something that you don't, that's not necessarily good, especially when I'm accustomed to eating what I want to eat, and sometimes we just accustomed to, having things our way, dealing with different people, dealing with people with these different attributes. But it's like at the end of the day, shoot, you just got to be committed to the idea of being with one person.
Well, TK is real active on the show tonight. He our co-host. Yeah. And TK said that he our other co-host tonight. He's another male's perspective. We getting two males' perspectives tonight on the show. He said that commitment, the commitment is the communication. The commitment, the communication. Yeah. And he said, tell you like it was told to me, there are new models of cars that are rolled out. That's true. That's true. At all times, there's new cars that are rolled out. And, it's hard to drive that same car after so many years. But you got to treat that bad boy like a classic. You feel me?
Sometimes you got to go on vacation. Sometimes you got to go give it a tune-up. Go on vacation or something. Renew, renew the leather. Yeah. Go get it detailed. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different things.
Yeah, you got to spice that thing up.
Yeah,
right. Maybe, change the paint up on it or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Put some new technology in it. But but anyways, he says the drive is better, the better love, that 8-track or something like that. So that cassette, that CD. He all into, now I don't know if relationships we can keep on comparing. Yeah, put that, if you got an 8-track, he said upgrade it to that USB drive.
Yeah.
Get you a USB drive.
Yeah, to
Bluetooth.
You ain't got to take the whole car and trade it in. Just, pimp your ride every now and then.
But what I gathered from his first comment is communication.
Right.
So how do you communicate with your mate? If you having these kind of urges, do you just keep it in? Because it sounds like she been holding it in, chatting it with her ex on social media. And also she was approached by someone, she said, and she'd been in touch with him. So obviously she gave him her number.
Yeah, but see, you know, when
Now,
you
do you
open,
think that's cheating?
yeah,
The
'cause you
fact that she
opening the
just
door.
gave him her number?
Yeah, because you opening the door. You know, you opening the door. Anything that you do that you wouldn't do in front of your spouse, I think is a level of unfaithfulness.
Wow.
I do.
So chatting with her ex, that's cheating?
Well,
Hey, Ty.
I think
He said,
think,
hey, Dada.
I
Wait a minute,
think
hold on. I wait real quick. I gotta just shout my boy out, Ty. Ty, he gave me my first show hosting position on a show called Soul Jams out here in LA. We interviewed
That's
everybody,
what's up.
Alicia Keys, Isley Brothers, and he
Wow.
said, hey, Dada, the classic is the way to go. Just maintain and upgrade.
Yeah.
Got to go. Love you. Love you too, Ty. Thank you for your comment. They're missing the element, might be time. Yes. Opening the door. Yes. So they agree with you. That's opening the door. Chatting on social media. So she all the way in violation right now. Is that what you're saying? She already done cheated. Now, if you feel like she already done cheated, should she go on out there and fight that, go on give in to the urge? Because you already done put her in the cheater category.
No, I think she need to preserve her marriage. You know, if it's worth it.
Is that what you think?
Huh?
TK said it's something that's missing. So do you communicate? That's where we are before I shouted out Ty and read his comment. Communication.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, my girl Esther said, yeah, that's emotional adultery.
That's right.
And that's the worst.
That's right. That's right.
So she agrees with you.
Especially for
Way worse.
Especially for a woman. Oh my God. Especially for a woman. Like, if she is giving in to you emotionally, that's the gateway to her body. That's the gateway to her mind. That's the gateway to a woman is her emotions, hands down. When you make a woman
hands
happy,
down. Because women are emotional creatures.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you can access her emotions, then that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Mr. E. So what do we tell her? He said, TK said women commit emotional adultery more. Now, I don't agree with that. I think men do it just as much as women.
No.
What?
No, not at all. It's not even
Mr.
close.
E.
It's not even close. Y'all, it's such a misunderstanding when it comes to men. Because men, if I could say it this way, men are loyal. We just have a problem with faithfulness. But and if I could say it like that, that's the best way. The reason why is because we want to come home to the same woman. We want to come home to the same woman. But at that problem, we have a problem because we like to rent a bunch of cars. I'm gonna put it like TK put it. Was it TK that said did the car thing?
TK.Knight, baby.
Yeah, TK, Mr. Knight. I'm gonna put it like that. Like, we like to jump in a bunch of cars, but at the end of the day, we want to come home to our classic. Women.
TK said, "Nah, we used to looking over women and mind effing them."
Yeah.
So y'all all about women are emotional creatures. So if you say she needs to preserve her marriage, like, should she communicate that what's going on with her emotionally? Is there something missing?
Well, this is what I know. I don't know if she communicated from the very beginning, and I think that's the missing piece. Did she ever try and communicate in the very beginning? Because some people are just hard to communicate with. And not to condone cheating, not to condone stepping outside of your marriage, but eventually any human being will start entertaining an escape if they can't communicate with their own spouse. Now, if she has not tried to communicate, and I would be willing to bet that she ain't tried to communicate, and the reason why is because she's in the email right now. But at that same token, she may have. We don't know. But what I do know is if she haven't tried to communicate, then it sounds to me like she's throwing in the towel. And if she weighs out everything, seems to me like she's willing to risk her marriage over her curiosity, which is, to me, is very shallow.
So I'm getting more and more from TK. It's kind of like the same thing that you're saying about women being emotional let me go back to his comment, and that men don't, they can cheat, I guess, because men, not they can cheat, but men don't get their emotions involved when they cheat. And y'all automatically think that women get their emotions involved when women cheat. And I don't think that's the case, because women can be the same cold-blooded creatures as men. Not all women. If we get our head right, not to say it's me, because I don't want my husband to get mad or nothing like that. But if you get your head in, in the game, like, this is what it is. This is just a one-night stand. This is just sex. Women can be the same type of, just they can be emotional as well, guys. Don't think that, women are just emotional. This girl might be able to have sex with her ex, cut that thing off, and go back home to her husband like not a damn thing happened.
Well, actually, most females do that. So,
oh, Mr. E.
I agree with you. But let me tell you this. Let me say this, and then I want you to read this comment. But let me tell you this. The difference is women can't do that for long. Most women, they go outside of the relationship because they're deprived. And it's only a matter of time before they're going to be involved emotionally, because y'all like who y'all like. And if you're not getting something and you start to get it, you're going to get an emotional attachment to it. And that's the way women work. A lot of times men, we go outside for sex, and that's it. And then we just come back home. And that's never been a way that we express ourselves. That's never happened.
Well, my brother made the same comment. My brother said there's something she's not getting at home, number one. And, and basically you just said something about, just women can't do what they do for long. No, they can't keep for long.
No, because they're deprived, and not only are they deprived,
like their emotions gonna get in the way.
Yeah, their emotions, they go, because when they get the satisfaction of getting what they didn't have, then their emotions gonna yield to that. Yeah,
TK say, a man, we just need a release. It sounds like this girl needs a release. She just said in the letter, she said she been conversating, and that she just need to get it out her system. That's what she said. So she sound like she just need a release too.
Yeah, she need a release, but she's gonna get emotionally involved.
You think you just believe? You think she don't need to do it, Mr. E, because somehow down the line with one of these guys, whoever she jump off with, her ex or this new guy, she gonna end up getting emotionally attached in some type of way. Then all hell gonna break loose.
You know why she's gonna get emotionally attached? Because she's emotionally attached to her needs. We're not emotionally attached to our needs. Our need is just a need. When we're hungry, we get something to eat. That's why we don't have a problem deciding exactly what we want. A woman, on the other hand, if you ask her what she wants to eat, she don't know. She can't choose. She's emotionally invested in everything about her. Women are emotionally invested in their hair, their appearance, their outlook, their confidence, their man, their family, their kids.
Mr.
That's
E.
what a woman does. That's what
I can't agree. I mean, women are emotional creatures, but damn, we just an emotional wreck.
No, I'm not saying anything other than what I'm saying. I'm not saying that women are overly emotional, because men, we have emotions too, just like women have logic too. But the way God created it, the balance that God gave it is, for the most part, women are emotional. They feel. That's why they say women's what? Intuition. Because that's what a woman does. She feels.
We feel it.
A man is mathematical.
Wait a minute. TK giving you all kind of amens and speak like you in some kind of church and you the pastor.
It's true.
You just doing a sermon right now. Shut up, TK.
It's true. So a woman can start out, and I'm gonna be honest, a woman can start out being physical and not be emotional, but it's only a matter of time before it's emotional, because she's emotionally attached to her needs. I tell you what,
my girl Esther on here said that's not true, Mr. E. Not all women are emotional. That's what women ain't agreeing to all of this.
Let me tell you something. It's such a barrier between the way men and women communicate. Because I never said that all women are all emotional. I'm saying,
But you're really addressing this woman. If you said somehow it got from her wanting to, her having the urge to step out on her husband, it sounded like she said that she's feeling curious and she's asking us, is she wrong for having these thoughts? It's in her mind right now. She's thinking about having sex. She really wants a one-night affair. It just sounds like she didn't want no long-term commitment. She said she wanted a one-night affair, possibly with her ex that she's been communicating with on social media.
Before we go any further, I'm listening to the email. I'm hearing all these wants. And since when do women know what they want? She don't got no choice in the matter. It's only a matter of time.
We know what we want. How dare you? You're going to make me grip my pearls. I know what I want.
Nah, most women don't know what they want. Let me tell you something. You can give.
How you figure?
You can present a woman a Benz, a nice, cute Benz with a ribbon on it, and she wants that Benz until you present her a Lamborghini, and she gonna change her mind. Am I not right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong?
You wrong.
Oh boy, the devil is so busy tonight, boy.
I'm looking for my. But look. You're gonna get the wrong button tonight, baby. I will get you the buzzer. Hold on. You got the buzzer. You wrong. Even Esther said you wrong. Not all women.
Okay.
Not all women.
Let's get something in the air. Okay?
Wait a minute. Let's let TK say something. TK said, D-Light, do you think men would have wrote you the same email? The brothers be writing some crazy emails. We just don't. We only come on twice a week. We can't get to all of them.
Okay. Let me say this.
Right.
I'm gonna put my disclaimer out here. I'm not saying every woman. I'm not saying every case. What I'm doing is I'm just saying the most common situation and the most typical situation. So every situation varies. There's no man that's just like all other men. There's no woman that's like all other women. But I really appreciate this show because it gives a platform for us to discuss the things that we've seen in our lifetime. Now, what I can say is my observations been some of the most typical observations. That's what I can say. So,
okay, and tell us some of those observations, because Esther and me, we on the line, and every woman watching right now on YouTube, okay? Yeah. Everybody that's going to listen back on Spreaker and everything. We are doing this show with you because women want to know. Right. We want to know what a man is thinking. So are you going to do you want to give us some observations of what men are thinking inside of a man's mind? That's really what intrigued me of wanting to do this show with you, because I feel like a lot of times sisters, they need to know what men are thinking.
Right. Well, let me tell you this. This is how men are. We tend to be a little more solid emotionally, but that's only because that's a gift. Being emotional is a gift. Having intuition is a gift. That's a big deal. Now, with that in mind, us as men, sometimes we have to nurture and protect that gift in y'all. So sometimes when we pull up in the driveway, we have to gear ourselves to be able to communicate with a woman. And it's a lifetime accomplishment. It's a lifetime accomplishment because the fact that women typically, not every case, but because women typically are more emotional, you understand things different. Because men are more logical, we understand things different. No way is right or wrong. Everything is a gift. But sometimes there's a barrier in the communication, and the more into a person that you are, the better you can communicate with them. But there is a truth that women are more emotional. You have to be in order to be nurturing. So, I'm not
going to fight that. I'm not going to fight or dispute that that synopsis of women. I think we all know that women are emotional.
And it's a
But
beautiful
in
thing.
this case, okay,
Right.
it's a gift or whatever. It's a curse too. Okay, it's a gift and a curse.
Okay.
But in this case, I didn't really gather anything from this letter or this email that she was looking to jump off. It sounds like she's fighting, she's asking us for advice on how do I, or she said, should I get this out my system? Could you guys give me some advice on what I should do? Am I wrong for these thoughts? So, as a woman, emailing a show from a male and female's perspective, I'll give her my thoughts because we only have like 7 minutes left, okay?
Okay.
But I would like for the man right now, because I know she's probably out there watching. And you know, we're gonna put this on YouTube. We're gonna put this everywhere afterwards, on Spreaker, on Anchor at .fm. You know, should she get this out of her system? Question number one.
I'm going to answer the question, then I will explain it. If your marriage is important, whether you're a man or a woman, I would not encourage anybody to go outside of their marriage. Okay? That's just my outlook under any circumstance.
And my outlook is whatever goes down in the dark will eventually come to light. And I think that it's just karma, and that's just the way life goes. You gonna get caught, homegirl. If you out there watching right now, thank you for writing us at loveandwartalk@gmail.com, but you're gonna end up getting caught.
That's right. That's right. And that goes for man or woman. I don't believe in the double standard. I think that we're different, but I think one thing that we have in common is we all want to be loved, and none of us want to be hurt. And when you take the chance of hurting somebody, then, you know, you're in dangerous grounds, because hurt people, you know?
Yeah.
So, and now with that in mind, the only reason why she emailed is because there is some emotion involved. There is some compassion still there. There is some love and some desire to want to preserve her marriage, and she's looking for answers, which is a beautiful thing. And my thing is, I would encourage her to stay the course, and just
I think there is something missing. I agree with TK. Right. I agree with some of the people that have written in that there's something missing. And right. I think that's also TK talked about communication.
Right.
Right. How are you going to rekindle or rededicate your commitment? Right. Because that's what the wise man gave you, that advice, right? Commitment.
Yeah. He commitment is the one for sure way to make sure you can stay in that thing and stay in it right. Commitment. It's not even love.
So somehow she needs to rekindle her commitment, dig down deep. That's our advice. I think we can agree that was wise advice that you were given as a young man. And that advice right there is some advice we can pass on to this young lady about rekindling her commitment and really going into that commitment and thinking about that commitment and how do I save this commitment? Because as much as it seems like that grass might be greener on the other side,
it never is. It never is. It's the 80-20.
That's my fear.
It's the 80-20. You'll leave the 80% for the 20% that you never had. But you will miss that 80% when you go on the other side for that 20%. Sometimes it's not worth it. None of us get to get everything we want. None of us.
She's got to figure out how to rekindle that thing with her husband. Whatever is missing in their relationship, there needs to be some lines of communication, and I think she needs to cut off the communication. Right. You know, and to avoid temptation, you need to cut off whatever it is that is causing the possible offense. Because jumping off with a man or your ex, honey, is an offense. And I agree with you, Mr. E. If she can't do it in front of her spouse, she shouldn't be doing it behind his back.
Right, right. And sometimes we do communicate, but it's not the fact that we're not communicating. Sometimes we have to figure out how to communicate. And that's another art in itself. You, especially with men, unfortunately, a lot of us have fragile egos. So you can't go to him and say, well, you know what? Yo, dick show is little and I'm tired of this. That's not gonna work. And you same thing, as men.
Well, she didn't say the sex was trash. She didn't say the sex was trash.
I was just making an example.
Right.
Yeah. And it's
but there's something missing.
Huh?
He ain't hitting it right. He ain't hitting it. He ain't hitting it at all. There's the motions is gone. He ain't not stimulating her. There's something that is missing.
But my point is, sometimes it's your approach. It's the way you communicate. Maybe instead of saying that, you can say, you know what, I'm going to try something different tonight, just me and you.
And real quick, because I got a story about that. Because my friend Al from the train, and I'm gonna try to do this quickly because we running out of time. This is not a full hour show, our midweek show. This is just a little 30-minute show. But real quick, I have a friend, Al on the train. He told me about one of his friends whose wife, he came home and she was watching porn. And she was trying to do some freakier stuff, but he was offended. He felt like, who else is she with to have her out here wanting to do this new stuff? Sex is good just the way we have it. Just the normal sex. He was feeling some type of way about her wanting to experiment and do all these new things. He was having insecurities like, where is she getting this from? Who's she learning this from? Are you messing around on me? And I couldn't figure out where his mentality was with that.
That's ridiculous.
So here's a wife trying to spice up her sex life with her husband. Okay. And so she brought porn into the situation, which is really like, my thing is, damn girl, that's, wow, it must be kind of bad. Apparently the story has it, he came home from work, she had on porn, and she was trying to get it popping.
That's typical. And that's mad typical.
It wasn't typical for them.
Literally. You know what? It probably was. That was probably just the first time she got caught. But I mean, like that's typical, and it doesn't necessarily mean that your significant other wants to have an affair or they want to have relations with someone else. It just, it could be a lot of different things.
If that thing's not burning though, it's not. Maybe she want to be like, the homegirl Sky. She want to look, she want somebody to take it from her. You know what I mean? They want to, role play.
Yeah.
They want to spice it up. Being with one person.
Right.
Being with one person, Mr. E, we might have to keep this thing going for an hour. I don't even know. Being with one person for so long.
Yeah.
How do you keep that fire burning?
You have to stay in tune with your spouse, and you have to be easy to be communicated with. Let me use me. If my wife felt like I was boring, she would have every right to come to me and say, listen, this is boring. I want to do something different. And it is my job as a husband to say, you know what? I'm glad we had this conversation because I could see the possibility of it going somewhere else. But I tell you what, let's talk about it. What's on your mind? Let's see.
Yeah. What terms you want? Let's start that thing all over again.
I can't give you 2 hours. I can give you an hour and 15 minutes. I might have to go real slow for 45 minutes, But the bottom line is like,
whatever floats her boat, right?
It's my job to get as close as I can to what she wants so she never has an alibi to look elsewhere, because I can't blame her for being human. And as humans, we have desires.
We do, and I think at the end of the day, we can sum this all up with communication.
Communication, yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. Just communicate, and then if it doesn't work out, then reconvene, try a different route, communicate a different way. If it don't, write a letter, do an email. You know, wait till a good time. Wait till y'all having fun. Wait till you watching a love scene on a movie. You know.
You know what? And plan. I think it's important for couples because everybody they get caught up in the monotony of every day going to work, coming home, and people need to plan vacations and they need to plan different things where they can get away from the kids, the animals, and the job, and just really go somewhere for a couple days and just unplug and just plug into each other.
That's right.
And focus on rebuilding and constantly. Relationships take work.
That's so right.
Especially being married.
That's
and
right.
you're married 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 years. She's been married 10, 20 years. I know couples that's getting it in and going hard. I'm talking about my mama and daddy age.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, damn, how do they do it? But it just takes work. And if she's going to be married to him, she going to have to be 100, because my whole thing is, would you want him to be doing to you what you're doing to him?
That's right. And you can't hold him liable until you communicate with him. You can't hold him liable. You are 100% guilty until you communicate and communicate again and try another approach and try another approach. And you're really going to have to assess how important your marriage is to you. I mean, that's
now, but just to tell you how the story that I told you about from Al from the train, his friend, because he came to me, he said, man, I don't understand why he just don't, man, if my wife would come home like that, she, ready to get it in, I'm going in, you know what I mean? And he's like, but this guy made such a big deal about it, and apparently after, of a course of a week or whatever, she was really trying to push him out of the box of, this is the same old sex, let's do something different, let's experiment, let's turn up. And it just got really bad, and he came back on the train about a couple days later. I caught up with him, and he was like, man, do you believe that dude called me today, said he gonna confront her tonight? He gonna confront her. Dude made it into an issue. The next day, that woman packed up all her stuff and her children.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back, probably.
I told him, I said, please call your friend right now. He said, no, probably too late, because he said he was on his way home. He gonna confront her about all this, what she want to do, all this special stuff and all this freaky stuff, and she want to be all freaky now.
He better get on the ball.
Well, I think he gonna learn his lesson that when she packing up, by the time you get home and the kids is in the car too, your ass done messed up.
Yeah.
Your ass done messed up now. So I'm luckily that lady tried to communicate and tried to get her husband to go, let's get out the box. But it didn't work out too well. So nevertheless, I didn't really understand his mentality and how he felt like, oh, she must be cheating or she must be getting this from somewhere else. Why all of a sudden she want to do all this freaky stuff and all that? And I'm thinking, because y'all been married for some time, and it takes, sometimes hell.
And I think
I might need you to put on an investigator outfit or something. Come up in here and question me.
And I think one of his worst demons is insecurity. And I think insecurity is playing a big part in all of it. To begin with, because you when a person gives you not necessarily criticism, but when they address something, you can do one or two things. Either you can turn it into negative energy or positive energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Either you can you can take it offensively, or you can use it as a challenge and be encouraged and say, you know what, you just brought something new to the table. Let's do it. Let's work on it. And first of all, you have to be secure with yourself as a man or as a woman to be able to do that, because you have to make yourself approachable, and you have to make it easy for your spouse to come and talk to you. That's very, very, very important. Now, it's one thing for a person to have an issue, because it takes a lot of courage for you to approach them. But just imagine you approach them and now you realize you can't communicate with them because they're insecure and they can't take that. then yeah, it's easy to see why, you would want to leave or that person would want to leave. You have to be able to be a person that you could be communicated to.
And I think my last reply to her, and if you want to comment on this as well, she says, am I wrong for having these thoughts? I think you're human for having the thoughts of basically after being married for 8 years, you may have a thought about, being back with an ex. And thank y'all so much for the hearts. We got hearts going up in the air. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for the hearts and the lights. Thank y'all for tuning in. But I think that, really, I think she is, she's human for having those thoughts. But I'm just going to end it on this note. When you're having those thoughts and you know it's wrong, I heard an old sermon by Joel Osteen, and he said sometimes you got to change the channel. If you're getting depressed, if you getting, you having the wrong thoughts, you got to change the channel. You have to change the channel, man, because what you do in your mind, the Bible says, so a man thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Yeah.
So you continue to think about that and dwell on that. That's what you're going to become. You're going to become a cheater, homegirl.
Yeah.
So you got any comments, Mr. E? Final comments, and then we're going to promote our show on Sunday.
Yeah, I think she should engage him. Show up to his job one day when he's working late with just a trench coat on and just put him in that position to where he got to rise to the occasion. Just,
Wow. She got to step it up. Now, my brother said that's what he's talking about.
No, what it is
what you ain't did.
You can give somebody else confidence. I don't think necessarily she got to step it up, but I think that he's probably fragile. He may be fragile. He may not be. He may be difficult.
Maybe he working too much. He might be in the monotony of every day. I got to make the money to pay these bills and take care of these kids, and keep these lights on, and it's just then we gonna get us some every 3 days, and that's it. Go and turn around and go to bed. That's couples. They get in that just role. They just get into that every day. Just monotony, just every day, the same thing where, sometimes you got to get out of that and y'all got to do each other. Y'all got to go out on a date. Y'all have to date each other again, man. Don't ever stop dating. Even though you married, don't stop dating. Don't stop impressing your mate.
That's right. Don't stop flirting. Don't stop engaging one another. Keep the romance going. Keep the romance, stay spontaneous, and I will be honest enough to say that sometimes I'll be driving on the freeway. I'll be like, man, when was the last time I was spontaneous? And when was the last time I did something to entice or to enhance the love in me and my wife? I check myself constantly, and sometimes I say, yeah, it's been a while. You need to do something. And a lot of times,
self-check.
Huh?
Self-check.
Yeah. And a lot of times in relationships, we take. But at some point, we have to be willing to give. Sometimes we have to be willing to set an example of what we want. If you want somebody to do something, show them with example. Well, this is how I want to be treated. This is how I want to be dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got to keep it. You have to keep it going. And it gets hard because we get in a rut. We do the same thing day in and day out. And it will get boring.
It can get boring. Yeah. So we thank you guys so much for tuning in to Love and War Talk with your girl, Ebony Mose, who will be back on Sunday. I'm your girl, D-Light, and you are?
It's your boy, Mr. E. Ebony, we miss you. You need to get well. I think Ebony, she just on the commode. We could have did this show. She could have just put the phone up to the commode. She
just do it from the toilet.
Yeah.
Just do it from the toilet.
I'm just messing. I don't know what's going on with Ebony. We love you, Ebony, and we miss you.
Yeah, and you guys can also email your comments in, or you can talk about a topic that you want us to discuss. You can ask us for advice at loveandwartalk@gmail.com. We will be back and live on Sunday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're in LA. Mr. E is in Dallas, Fort Worth.
Triple D.
Triple D.
Triple
And
D.
for everybody out there watching on the East Coast, that's 7 p.m. on Sundays. That's a full hour show. We this week we got a real hell of a good topic. We've been getting emails about interracial dating. So Mr. E said we need to do a show about that interracial dating. Now tell everybody, give them a little sneak peek of what we're gonna be talking about on the show.
Check this out. The people want to know, why is it that black men take a liking to white women, and why do white women not troll, but why do white women pull so hard to try and get black men? What's going on with successful black men as athletes, successful black men as professionals? You know, what is the thing with interracial dating and white women? And it
ain't even really all just white women. When you look at it, Latino women, just very exotic like women. Like you look at the Kardashians, all of them sisters, except Courtney, okay, like brothers, even the mama.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a product of a biracial relationship. My mother didn't date anybody but black men.
She was fine too.
You know what? You better leave my mama. He got a crush on my mama, y'all.
It's gonna be lit Sunday though. It's gonna be lit.
It's definitely gonna be lit. And you know what? And I'm even gonna be talking about, because even like certain players, you know, there's a lot of white men out there. It's a lot of sisters that are dating other men too.
Right.
They dating other men.
Right.
They're leaving. They're more attracted nowadays. It seems like more than ever. I've seen more black women dating other men. Yeah. So let's save all of that for Sunday. And so we gonna talk about it, y'all, because this is Love and War Talk. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn our music on and say our goodbyes. TK, Knight.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. My girl Esther and everybody that left a comment. Ty. This song was produced by Mr. E right here. Our theme song, Love and War. So, and tell everybody how they can reach you if they need a track. You know, yeah, listen to this, y'all. He got that good R&B track. Look. One of my favorite producers. Blessed to have you on the show. You can write, you produce, you do films, movie scoring, and all of that. Tell everybody how to reach you, Mr. E.
First of all, shout out to my boy Verse, who's on the record. Shout out to my girl Teresa, that's on the record. Shout out to them. They came and made the record magical. As I write, I produce the whole nine. You can reach me on my Instagram, Mr. E Diddy, MISTA Diddy. You can reach me on Twitter. You can contact the Love and War Talk Gmail. I respond to those. just get at me. Let's work. I'm always willing to work.
Let's work. And my website is K-E-Y. Hold on, I'm trying to DJ and everything, Mr. E. I can't do it. KEYII the city at gmail.com. That is my Gmail. If you need a media kit, EPK, artist deck, business proposals, all that kind of stuff. PR, marketing extraordinaire, and core DJ. And I can be reached at On Air Divas. And Ebony Mosé is at Ebony, Mozay. My website, keytothecity.com. Mr. E, that's MISTAE Diddy. No, it's just MrEmusic.com, huh? Yeah, all of that.
The website.
Yeah, go to our website, y'all. And we thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We're going to let y'all go. Have a wonderful night. Have a good weekend. And we'll see y'all Sunday right here on Love and War Radio.
Wow.